Hello, and welcome to the KW Elite Realty Resource Website Administration tutorial. I'm your host, Evan Reynolds. Let's get started. So this is an overview of what we'll be talking about in this video. These are each chapters, and you can skip ahead to chapters if you look at the YouTube video window and hover on the timeline. Each chapter will be titled, and you can skip ahead if you need to look at something specific. But we'll start out with the website overview of the website that is live right now. So the address is kweliteresources.com. And that takes you to the homepage. The homepage has the menu and then several buttons and links. And basically the site is structured around 7 different pages: the home page, office info, trainings and events, logos and marketing, technology, other resources, and helpful links. You can spend time exploring the site yourself, but we are going to get back into editing the site. So to edit the site, we have to access wix.com, where the site is hosted. So we'll open a new tab, wix.com. And you'll have to log in with your email, which might look like this. I don't have access to that account, so I'm going to use mine. And your password, and log in. So it'll load up this Wix dashboard, and there's only a couple things to point out on here. If you happen to have other Wix websites on your account, then up here you can go between them. That's pretty important if you have other sites, but there's only one site on this account, so it just automatically opens to the site's dashboard. Also, you can look at your account settings. This is where you would change billing and subscription down here. And then also other settings. So you might want to invite someone to work on the site as a co-owner or administrator. So you just type in their email, something like that, and it sends them an email, and they have to accept it, and then they can edit the site. So we'll go back to the dashboard and go to edit site. So that's where you're going to spend most of our time, up here in the right hand corner. So this sends us into the Wix website editor interface. And so you can see here, it's basically the site. What you see is what you get editor. And the main part of this editor, I would say, is the page switcher. So this is where you switch between pages if you want to edit them. Because it doesn't work like a site where you click here and it goes to each page. You have to select the page up here. So first, we're going to edit a page. So we'll go to a different page, try logos and marketing. Okay, so these pages, they're structured into a header, which is the same for every page, and then sections. So each one of these parts is a section. And the sections just make it easy to organize the site, and you can link on the main menu to different sections within a page. And so this section, for example, if you want to edit it, you click once on the section and then you're in the section. And say you want to change the header text box to something else. So you click once on that, and then a small menu comes up with an edit text button. And say you want to change this to sales resources. Click out of there, and there you go. So the way Wix works is it auto saves. So anytime you're doing anything like Word, kind of like Microsoft Word or something, which is useful if you accidentally exit without saving. You can also turn this off if you want. I have it on right now. So we're editing the site, and so if I want to say, okay, I don't want to make that change, you just go to undo. It goes back to marketing resources. But let's say we do want to make the change. And then we want to change these headers. So say sales resources 1. And then maybe change this link. Instead of Scott Leroy Marketing homepage, we want a sales document folder link. So you just click within the text box and then you can change the text, but you also have to change the link, which you can do in this text settings box. So you click there, then there again, and then you can change the web address to whatever you want, salesdocuments.com. You're done. Click out, and it's automatically saved. Next, we'll try to add an element to this section. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to undo these changes just so we don't mess up the site too much. So now we're back to normal. And what I'm going to do, the easiest way to add a section is to duplicate. So you go over here on the very right hand side, and there's a menu with 3 little dots. You go down to duplicate. So that creates an identical section. And this is useful if you're trying to edit a section also and you don't want to mess it up. So let's say we want this to be sales resources, and then sales A, and we're going to get rid of one of these, change this to sales links, change the link, saleslinks.com. Okay, and say we want to get rid of this. You just click once, press delete. Once, press delete or backspace. And say we want a picture here. So a bigger picture. One thing you'll need to do a lot if you're adding sections or adding content is to change the height of the section. So down here on the bottom border, you'll see this arrow. So you can adjust the section height or double click to remove any. So if I double click, it goes there, or we can go down and create more space to add content. So say I want to add a picture. We go up here to the left-hand top corner to the Add Elements button, the plus sign. And so it gives you a bunch of options. We want to add an image. And say we want to upload an image. I'm not going to upload one right now because we already have some images. Say we want to add, what do we got? Picture of Broker Joe. Why not? Add to the page, puts it right in the middle, and so you can click it and drag. You just click and drag, just like a Word document, Google document. And now it's going over the section, so you can either make the section bigger, or you can just make the image smaller, depending on what you want. And maybe make that just that so it looks nice. With images, you can change an image. We'll get to that a little later. I do want to show you, you can put a link on an image. So you can say, you can link to Joe's website, brokerjoe.com. Or say we want to link to his blurb on another page. We go down to section or anchor, which you have to pick the page. So that blurb is on office info, and it is the contract section. So you're done. So now if someone clicks on this image on the site, it'll send them back to his blurb and picture on the other page. So just to reiterate, we learned how to add a section by duplicating over here on this menu. We learned how to edit text boxes. So you click once in the section and then once on the text box. You can click edit text, and you can change the text, and you can change the formatting, fonts, font sizes. I recommend just duplicating sections so it keeps the style of the website consistent, but you can do whatever you want. And you can move things around by clicking once, move it around. If you mess up, you can undo it, and then it's back in its normal spot. And so right now we are going to delete this section that we created because we don't want it on our actual website. So go over here and delete this fake sales resources section. And now we're back to normal. Okay. Okay, now we're going to go over one other editing caveat. So let's look at the office info page. And here we have the leadership team with their pictures and contact info. And so I want to show you how to edit the contact info, because each one of these has a phone number link and an email address, 2 email address links. So let's go to Ellen's, click on it once, you can edit text. And so to edit the phone number, you can just change the number, but then over here in the link, so that when you're on the site, you can click on this phone number and it'll bring up a phone call if you're using it on a mobile device. So to do that, we have a link on this, and that goes through this phone number option, and it requires this specific format. So +1 is the country code dash area code dash 7 number phone number. So you can change that to whatever you want. We'll keep it the same. And the same, so I made these not underlined. You can underline them if you want. The same goes for email. So if you need to change the email, say Ellen B, you want to change it to that. So just changing that will change the text, but then to change the link, you have to also edit the link. So you go into the link editor, and then the email option, and you can change that to LNB, but we'll change it back. Change this back. So we just do undo, and you're back to how it was. Okay, another thing you might need to do on this page is to change one of these pictures. So say the ALC member gets added or an ALC member changes. So we'll go down, we'll just go down to the bottom. And so you click on the image and you can change the image. So if you, actually, let's go back up to Mary. So Mary's, we want to change the image because her last name is different. So we want to change the image. You click on it and then find the new Mary Guillermo image and click on it, press choose, and then it just replaces it. Pretty easy. And you can change text, and this button will email Mary. You have to change the link right here like we did for the actual text. So email option, email address. And so Mary Guillermo is changed. I'll say auto saved, but you can also press save if you want to make sure it saves. We're not going to publish. So that is changed. Okay, next we're going to go to look at how to edit the site menu. So let's go back to the Wix website editor. And the site menu is this green button over here, Pages and Menu, on the left-hand side. Click that once, opens up the site menu. And so now we have this whole top bar menu all organized. So you can go in and edit every one. So say we want to add, let's see. We want to add a menu item. So we want to add a link to a section. So let's see. Trainings and events. We want to add, so we want to add to a link to more tech tools or KW Tech Help. Pick the section, press done. KW Tech Help. There's already a link with this name, so we'll just call it 2. And then you have to drag it up into the, so now it's in the office info. So you want to put it back into trainings and events. And so now you'll have another drop-down link in training under trainings and events under here. So you can see that. So it'll be in here once it's published. So we're going to go back and you can delete menu items. You can also rename these menu items. So I say command training. Change it back. You can always press undo or redo if you make a mistake or want to go back. I'm not going to get into adding a page right in this video. That's a little more complicated, and you shouldn't need to add a page with how it's set up now, because we have categories for pretty much everything, and there's an other category where you can add sections if you need to add more content. So that's how you do site pages and menu. Just to reiterate, it's this pages and menu button. It turns green. It's the third one down on the left. And that's how you change, edit, or remove the site menu. Okay, one other thing when you're editing the site, a thing to keep in mind is people are going to view this on both computers and mobile devices. So Wix has a built-in mobile device editor. And so, for example, we're on logos and marketing page, and let's say this text is a little bigger, not that big. We'll just make it big for the sake of this. And so you go into look at this in mobile, and the quick links are all broken up now, and it's a little confusing. So what you can do is click into this text box and make the text smaller so it fits, each one fits on one line. And this is only editing the view for mobile. So this doesn't, you can't change content in this view. It just basically changing formatting, or you can hide things. Say you don't want to show an image, you can hide it and it'll be hidden on mobile. We use that for the calendar. So in the trainings and events page, we have a calendar, and on this section on desktop, we have both the monthly view and the agenda view. But then on mobile, the monthly view is hidden because it does not view properly. It's just cut off. So the agenda view is much easier to look at and more intuitive on mobile. So that's already set up. Monthly view is hidden. So we'll go back to, let's go back to desktop, just take one more look. Everything is fine. We changed, the main thing we changed was Mary's image. And so we want to publish these changes now. So everything, when you save it, it just saves on Wix, not on the actual website live on the internet. But if you're ready to push it to the internet live, you press publish. And it's published live, you can view it. And now go to Office Info, and the image is there and changed. Pretty simple. Okay, one other thing. In the case that you get into trouble and make a lot of changes that you can't figure out what happened or you can't undo it, Wix has this useful feature where you can see the site history and go back and basically revert changes. So this shows all the times the site has been published or saved. And so saved at 10:59 a.m. this morning. So we'll go back to the site editor. And next, okay. So now Wix has a lot of resources that you can use if you want to do something that you don't know how to do. I've found the best resource is this Editor Help Center. So it's up in the Help on the top menu. Help menu, Editor Help Center. And you can just basically search for any articles, change image. So the Wix editor, change an image on your site. So that about wraps it up. I hope I covered everything that you needed. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. So yeah, looks pretty good, right? All right, I think that's all I have for you. If you want to go back, you can skip to the chapters at the bottom of the YouTube window. Just hover on the timeline, and I'll add some links in the description. So I guess that's it.